What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday the 17th of February. It's your boy Aaron, and once again we are talking all things DeFi and AI agents on this channel. Again, guys, the intersection of decentralized finance and AI, the only channel on YouTube that does a daily video on exactly this niche of the industry, guys. I hope you all had an amazing weekend, guys. I know I certainly did. I'll be heading out to Hong Kong Consensus over the next week. If you guys are out there, please drop me a DM on Twitter. It will be great to meet up with you guys. Okay, guys, look, let's get into the first story. Okay, guys, so the first story we're going to start with is ArcForge. Okay, so for those of you that will remember, ArcForge is the token launchpad on Arc. Arc is obviously one of the biggest and most successful frameworks currently around, open source framework, behind currently Eliza OS in market cap from AI16Z. And a lot of people were excited about the first project that we're going to launch on the launchpad. And of course, that was Ask Jimmy. And unfortunately, the launch didn't go to plan. There was, 24 hours only to prepare for this. It actually hit everyone by surprise, the launchpad, to be honest with you. It happened very, very quickly. And, Arc were giving a lot of, reasons as to why their launchpad is, made many good changes to existing launchpads in order to stop things like snipers from basically getting the best price and stopping retail users from buying at a cheaper price, as well as various other functionality that they were planning to build into the product. However, it didn't go to plan, guys. The front end of ArcForge was not working, and that actually caused a massive problem. And so we spoke about this in Friday's videos, guys. And what I think is really cool is that Tachi, one of the main guys behind the Arc framework, has given this basically full post-mortem, almost, details as to exactly what went wrong and what they're going to do to prevent this from happening in the future. So look, guys, let's get into it. What I like here is that the team has really fronted up. They haven't hidden like some teams do when there's problems. They haven't got defensive. They said very straight away, we fell short, and the community deserved a much smoother experience, and they refused to write this off as growing pains, which is good. This is very good PR from the team over at Arc, that they're coming out and they're taking responsibility. And something that I love, as a token holder, trust is earned through actions, not words, and we intend to prove that. Love that from the Arc team. Now, of course, that's all well and good, but people lost money and they want answers. So let's dive into it. What exactly went wrong here? So, the front end issues and delays were a core part of the problem, guys. As we said, the Forge interface encountered display configuration problems early in the launch, causing confusion, overshadowing the improvements we introduced in liquidity mechanics. Okay, and then obviously there was also communication gaps and risks. So the thing is that Arc actually posted the contract address 24 hours before the actual sale. They did that in order to stop people from getting scammed, but actually it still meant people could basically manipulate and use that to their advantage, the token address, by unknowing what it was before the launch. And then they also didn't provide as much information as they felt they needed to on the dynamic fee system, the bonding curve, and sniper mitigation strategies. So that was a failure on their part. Whilst they didn't stop snipers completely, they did stop snipers making a huge amount of profits, which is an improvement on most launches. And whereas, with the way that they called it an anti-sniper strategy, that led people to believe that such behavior would be 100% prevented, and that wasn't the case. Further on, they admit that they messed up. They're saying that the snipers did earn less than normal. Now, one of the key highlights here, I think, is this part. So what went right? Well, approximately 9 million ARC tokens, which is nearly 1% of the whole entire circulating supply, is now locked in the AskJ ARC liquidity pool. So that, in effect, it reduces ARC circulating supply by nearly 1%, and obviously should have a positive impact. The more of these handshake projects, as they call them, which will be approved projects of the token launchpad that launch on ArcForge, the more and more of the ARC liquidity is going to get obviously locked up, which basically means that there's going to be a potential buy pressure on the token. Obviously, there's going to be positive price impact because there's less and less ARC token in circulating supply. Further down, guys, if we just move further down here, as you can see, they speak about the sniper mitigation. It worked. Most snipers only made a 2x versus a typical 5 to 10x. It's still not perfect, they admit that, but they're working to reach their target. Okay, guys, now they even said that this literally 1 decimal point actually caused a big issue with the front end, which is crazy if you think about it. So RJ uses 9 decimals, which is different from the typical 6 to 8 decimals in many Solana tokens. This caused confusion with their front end. Look, guys, as you can see, this is the first ever launch they ever did with ArcForge. They've fronted up about it. They've told us exactly what was the problems here, how did it happen, how can they prevent it again, and that's the bit I want to talk to you about because I really like this part. So moving forward, improvement and next steps. Okay, so they're going to prove a detailed pre-launch brief on the dynamic fee structure, sniper deterrent settings, and UI instructions. I think this is going to be really important going forwards, guys, because they need to basically make sure that the community really understands this new tech and these new tactics and how this is going to affect them during the launch. When there's a launch, there's tons of FOMO, there's tons and tons of people that basically are trying to game the system. So having this really well spelt out will stop people, hopefully, from making the wrong choices and ended up getting wrecked. If they must share a contract address early, they'll explain exactly the reasons why and the potential risks of doing so. Okay, and they also spoke about some advancements with the further UI, UX automation. I think this is definitely required. They had some problems with their front end, and obviously the UX, UI is an important part of that. But the bit that I found most interesting in the improvements was that they're considering multiple options here for refining the launch mechanics. So this would actually change the whole way the system works. Now, they mention here ARC staking for access. So currently that didn't happen in this launch, but ARC staking for access would be how most traditional launchpads work, where the more of the token that you own, of the launchpad token, of course, the more access that you get, the more allocation that you can buy and then stake, which obviously has a positive effect once again to tokenomics. They also spoke about capped buys, so that will obviously be, you can only buy a certain amount, and then pre-sales, etc., which again is more kind of like last bull runs meta. But interesting that they're now literally considering about changing the whole mechanics of the launchpad, and obviously that can be super bullish for the ARC price, especially if they do ARC staking for access. So another thing I really like was the next point, guys, which is to be open and transparent in their reporting. So publishing a post-launch retrospective, just like the one we're talking about right here, for every ARC Forge release, I think would be really, really great, guys, and shows that they're caring about the community and how their thought process is of how they can improve every launch and keep getting better and better and better. I do like that from a team. If I'm going to be honest with you, they go on to say that, look, even though the launch was a mess, they still really believe in the Ask Jimmy project. They believe in the future of the Ask Jimmy project, and the launch should have no indication of the actual quality of the project itself, which they still believe is really, really strong. And they're basically saying they're committed to supporting Ask Jimmy going on into the future from here. So yeah, guys, look, that's it. The team have fronted up. Look, I think we're still all bullish on ARC on this channel. I think that, okay, it was a bit of a mess at the start, and that's what happens when you rush into things like that. They wanted to be first to market. The ELIZA OS, AI 16 Zine launchpad, token launchpad is coming soon, AI agent launchpad in April, but ARC came first to the race, but their systems weren't ready. So it goes to show, that there still is improvements, but it's still very, very nascent, guys, like at the moment in this AI agent launchpad space. I do really like what ARC have put together here in terms of they've straight away fronted up, they've taken responsibility, they've given analysis of what the problem was, they've explained to everybody how they're going to improve, and basically we hope for a much better launch next time. So let's keep an eye on what is the next handshake project to go onto the ARC Forge launchpad, and hopefully they'll do it better next time. Okay, guys, next up we have Cod3x. Okay, guys, this is a project that has been getting a lot of excitement over the last few weeks and months in the AI agent and DeFi space, and they are launching their AI agent today, Monday the 17th of February. Okay, guys, and so let's dive into the actual news here. So what they've actually said is instead of obviously launching a typical low float high FTV, they're going to do the opposite way. Okay, so they're flipping the script: high float, low FTV, giving the market what it needs to distribute CDX efficiently from day one. That's fantastic news. It sounds like they're going to have a lot of the token out on day one, which basically is to prevent longer term dumping. Now, a lot of projects that launch, as it says here, they actually have the opposite, which is low float, high FTV. What does that mean? It means there's only a small amount of circulating supply on the market of the token, but a high valuation as well, which means that there's a lot of potential for upcoming dumping and unlocks from VCs and insiders. And that's what Cod3x have done their best to mitigate, which is fantastic. So if we go further down here, as you can see, it actually speaks about the different airdrops for different partners, guys. So you might be interested in this if you own any of these tokens or are part of these communities. So for example, the native token, one of the tokens, of Cod3x is its mascot, and its trading mascot right now is Tony. Now, Tony's been getting a lot of attention. My friend Rand was mentioning it on Crypto Banter, which is of course like a mainstream YouTube KOL channel, and has also been getting a lot of hype in the AI agent communities. 1.5% of the whole token supply is going to go to Tony holders. Now, that was the only way so far to get kind of access to the Cod3x ecosystem was by owning some Tony. So it's not surprising to see them rewarded here. There's also more ecosystems here as well, which is, for example, 0.9% to the Cookie 3 community. I know last week there was an ongoing airdrop to people that were involved in the Cookie 3 community, as well as 1% to ironclad stakers and liquid partners. I like that, ironclad stakers. And then also 0.5% to the Sophon node operators. Okay, guys, so if you remember last week we spoke about the partnership between Sophon and Cod3x, and as you can see here, there is some benefit to Sophon node holders, which is cool. And basically what they're saying here, guys, is that means on day one they're going to have nearly half of all of their token supply on the market immediately for buying or for selling. So really, obviously the market will decide their price. It's cool to see such a high amount of the token on the market from day one. And look, let's see how it goes, guys. Obviously, they're launching into a pretty shaky market. So even if their launch, doesn't do multiples of X's, which to be honest, I'd be very surprised if it did. I think it's good to have, a very solid, linear launch if possible. And it looks like this is what the guys are going for here. Okay, guys. So there's also a DeFi summit today, which has been hosted by Cod3x. I'm sure they'll be dropping some alpha on the token, on the whole project as a whole, as also there's 12 to 15 other speakers from various other projects in DeFi as well. So if you're an enthusiast, then I would highly recommend, tuning in, checking out DeFi Summit on the day that they launch their token. It's obviously a big day for them and for the Cod3x community. And as you can see here, there's some more details about the various different vestings for the strategic reserve. And then going further down, they just mention about where they're actually launching the token. So they're actually launching the token on various chains. Okay, so they're launching it on Base and Solana and so on. So it's a cross-chain launch, guys. And as you can see here, they've actually got different liquidity pools paired with Tony itself, which again, is bullish for the Tony project to have that exposure and for the token itself. And yeah, they do mention here, which we mentioned last week as well on the channel, their $1.5 million Sof and Spark campaign, guys. So if you want to look into that more, you can find that on the Cod3x Twitter account, guys. They post this really interesting article, and it's definitely a project we'll be keeping an eye on this channel. Okay, guys, the next project I wanted to talk to you about was HeyAnon. So HeyAnon is one of the most hyped DeFi protocols currently in the market, and they are now currently undergoing their beta stage testing, which you are more than welcome to join, guys. So you can go over to HeyAnon AI and check out the product for yourself. But the man behind the project, Daniel Sesta, was on a recent X Space, and he spoke about the different AI agents that are going to be available for people to use. Now, of course, there's Anon itself, which is the AI agent that allows you to execute on-chain actions using different tasks with natural language. And then, of course, there's Gemma. Gemma is the crypto research agent. Again, we've spoken about her already on this channel, but something that I wanted to actually point out here was at the bottom. Okay, so this is Ask Anon. Now, you guys must be familiar. If you have a problem with any website, they have like a chat bot or a chat feature where you can type in and say, hey, can you help me out? This is the problem. Well, imagine this now on your favorite DeFi protocols powered by HeyAnon. Okay, so as you can see here, it says a help chat feature that DeFi protocols can add to their websites. It provides protocol-specific prompts, allowing users to connect their wallets and execute actions directly within the protocol's interface using natural language. Okay, guys, so you won't even have to go to HeyAnon AI to use HeyAnon. The DeFi protocols can get this amazing bit of kit where they can actually have natural language prompts, as it says here, using HeyAnon, just integrated into their own platform, marking a better user experience, for their DeFi users to tap into if that's something they'd like to do. I think that's really, really easy to understand, and it's really cool this is being built. I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention. Okay, guys, some more news from the Holoworld project, guys. Now, of course, Holoworld has its own launch pool, and basically on that launch pool, you can stake AVA tokens, it's AVA ticker, and basically by staking those tokens, of course, you get rewarded with tokens that are launching on the launch pool on the Holoworld platform. And the next one here is Alana Nectar. Okay, guys, so Alana Nectar is the flagship AI companion powered by Nectar AI, as it says here, an elite team from Stanford, MIT, with 7 figures revenue in Web 2. So what is Alana Nectar, guys? Well, basically, it's an AI agent companion. So as you can see here, Alana is here, and basically what they're going to do is they're going to bring Alana to life on Holoworld's immersive AI experiences and audiovisual platform. They're going to integrate Nectar AI's anime waifus with autonomous content creation. Okay, guys, so look, if you did have a lonely Valentine's and you're looking for some AI companionship, then maybe Alana here is the answer to your prayers. All right, guys, that's all we've got time for on the channel today. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Guys, just a reminder, if you guys are going to be in Consensus Hong Kong, please do drop me a message on Twitter or X. You can just find me at Aaron K Official. I'd love to speak to you guys and chat all things DeFi and AI agents. Meanwhile, guys, if you've been enjoying the videos, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, guys, and I'll see you guys all back here once again tomorrow.